The binary search tree lab gives you opportunity to look into the codes and then really see how does the whole linked list implementation for the trees going to be implemented. Therefore, let's take a look of this code, and I would want to discuss about what are the things I want you guys to do in the end of this lab. The code starts with the including IO stream using namespace std, the regular stuff. Then we try to define the node as the data part, and then you have 2 pointers. One look into the address of your left child, and the other one goes to your right child. So when we start looking into the binary search tree, in the very beginning, we simply say root equals to null, indicating that we have the initialization location. We have the constructor for the binary search tree. Then we look into the insert. This insert is almost the same thing that we discussed in the class video, except that there's special case. Once we have defined the node, and then we have the remember the address of the new node, we store the element into the data part, make left and right equal to null, so we have prepared the whole box for the new element. If this is the special case, root equal to null, then we simply say root equal to new pointer, and that's it. So this is actually the extremely easy case. If it is not empty, then we need to use the P and parent 2 pointers to help us guide through the right location, finding the null location for the correct position, and then use the parent to link with the new location. So this is what we have discussed in the insert operation. So you see that this is the guided through process. So we have P to move, and then the parent will follow the location. And then if P equal to null, indicating that the element is not in the binary search tree, then that is the right spot for us to link. So we link the parent to the new node. If it is not null, indicating there is a duplication over here. For the remove operation, is exactly the same thing. So we have the process, the while loop, to help us look into the element that we are interested in, as well as the parent of that node. Then we try to deal with case 1, case 2, and case 3 operations. So these are exactly the same thing we discussed in the class. Finding minimum and finding maximum are the way that we to find the minimum. We go all the way to the left until the node has no left child. Finding maximum is the same thing, except that you go all the way to the right side. The spatial thing over here is the traversal problems. I try to combine this topic with the 3 topics, and I want to let you guys see it is totally workable as is. So for the in order traversal, you see that as long as P is not equal to null, what we are going to do is that we will call the same function, makes this whole function become a recursive function, try to pass in the left child, output the element, and then goes to the right child. So this is exactly the LVR, indicating it's an in order traversal, so that you will be able to output in order traversal of your binary search tree, which will give you a sorted sequence. That's something I want you guys to see and then be able to understand what is happening over there. And therefore, the traversal function will call the minimum, finding maximum, as well as output the in order traversal by passing the in order of the root node. So that this will give you the outputs of what you have in your binary search tree. The pre-order and post-order is something I want you guys to write the code and embed it into the traversal function. So you can see that the pre-order and post-order, if you have the right concept, as well as check with the 3 topic of the slides, you will see that you only need to move these 3 codes a little bit, and you will be able to generate the pre-order and post-order already. So inside of the main function, you see that we try to create a new binary search tree, and by giving a name of T1, and of course you can give whatever names that you want it to be, and then we will do certain operations, insert all of these items, try to do the traversal. It will show you the minimum, maximum, as well as the in order traversals. I comment out some lines over here because the search operation is something I want you guys to write. And then after those process, I want you guys to see the remove function. And then once we removed it, we can show the traversal and then see what's happening of the binary search tree going to be. And that's going to be true for all of these operations. So this code is currently executable. And what I want you guys to do is for the majorly two parts. The first part is the one I've mentioned. I want you guys to write the pre-order and post-order traversal function. Once they are done, include those things into your traversal function so that you can uncomment out those things, and then you will be able to see our pre-order and then call the pre-order function that you wrote, as well as the post-order function. After you've done that, the last thing I want you guys to work on in this lab is the search function. So search is happening in your insert and delete already. So I want you to be able to identify that part, that component out, write the search function. So implement the search function so that the search path would be printed out from the root to the search target. So no matter what, you need to search from the root. So the root will be the very first printed out. Then you need to travel to either the left side or the right side, or you report you found it. And therefore, if you are searching for 19, then the output will be starting from the root, goes to the right child, right child, right child, right child, and left child, and find 19, so that you will be able to output the whole path showing out the process of the search. So that is something I want you to do. So write a separate search function, and then you would be able to uncomment those three line of the code over there. And of course, you will be able to show additional outputs that's going to be included in this lab. So for this lab, you have two major tasks that I want you guys to work on. It's not going to be difficult, but it's actually helps you understand what's happening and be able to see the linked list implementation for the binary search tree. So what I want you to do is take a screenshot of your output, send it to me, upload that to the Blackboard, as well as the source code, so that you will be able to work on this one as your lab for the binary search.